Squid Game on Netflix has been well received, and the character Ali is probably one of the most popular characters of the show. In this video we're going to take a look at some of the secrets in the Squid Game series, and look into why Ali is probably the best character of the show. This video will contain some spoilers of the show, so if you do not wish to be spoiled, please watch another video of mine. The series was written and directed by Won Dong-hyuk, which is an important point because he has a singular vision which he carries out throughout the series. The main character of the series is Song Ki-hun. We empathize with him the most, despite his flaws. But by the end, the character we end up empathizing with the most is probably Ali. We don't actually get to see the character Ali before the first game begins itself, and this is for good reason. We get glimpses of him on the members board, but he's hardly noticeable because they wanted to save this character for the grand reveal. Ali had absolutely no reason to save Song Ki-hun, but it was simply his humanity and decency, dare I say even his upbringing, that caused him to save his life. So when Ali saves the main character, it's a great moment and a great way to introduce a new character. His entry scene has already become iconic, and of course it's already been turned into a meme. We learn that he comes from Pakistan, and in episode 2 we learn that he has a wife and child. So he's not just any old character, he's a Muslim character. So this is a great representation of Muslim people, boiled down to the simplest of things, humanity and compassion for your fellow human being. Of course, this is a core principle for Muslims. But it doesn't focus on his beliefs, and it doesn't focus on the fact that he's Muslim in a poorly written way. It's a beautiful, nuanced role, and very well written. Ali is the heart and soul of the Squid Game series. He really brings such an innocent warmth to the show, and that's what makes his downfall so heartbreaking and gut-wrenching. He's one of the few characters that didn't deserve what happened to him. When Ali says he's from Pakistan, Song Ki-hun doesn't know where Pakistan is. So he shows an ignorance, and it shows that Ali isn't the only one who may be unaware of some things. But it gives it an interesting dynamic because it portrays an equality that not all of us know everything, and some of us are unaware of other people's cultures and customs. And giving this trait to the main character is a very clever touch. Again, it's a testament to the writing. When the game ends abruptly and the players go back home, Sang-woo shows Ali some kindness by giving him some money to get home, as well as giving him his phone to make a phone call. When Ali makes the call, he says Salam alaikum, shows that he's a Muslim character. A slight criticism is that the subtitles just translate this as hi, which is technically true, but translating Salam alaikum would show the nuance of the character and how deeply thought out this character is. And it was also a clue that he was from Pakistan early on. The English subtitles translate it to hi, even the Arabic translates it as marhaban. But in Turkish, it translates it correctly as Salam alaikum. And Salam alaikum basically means peace be upon you, a customary phrase in the Islamic faith. We then learn that Ali has been going through hardships at work. He lost his fingers in a work accident and didn't have enough money for the hospital fees. His boss also doesn't pay him, and so in desperation, Ali takes matters into his own hands. Actions which will determine certain outcomes of his future, according to the lore of Squid Game. In the story, certain actions of characters come back to them, and one prime example is the boss of Ali. Ali lost his fingers in a work accident, and this happens to the boss, where he loses his own fingers when Ali tries to take his money back, the money that he is owed. Ali escapes and takes the money with him, essentially making him a thief, despite him being owed that money. But this action will come back to Ali in the future. When Ali plays Sang-woo in the marbles game, Sang-woo steals his marbles, which essentially kills Ali. Ali, who stole that money, has now had his marbles stolen from him. And it's a kind of karmic law, this circle that comes back around to you. And the circle is the symbol that Ali chose when he played the honeycomb game. He chose it because it reminded him of his home, and of course the moon is a symbol in Pakistan on the flag, and it is also a symbol that represents Islam. Ali's game number is 199. Muslims believe in one God, and that God has 99 names. 199. Perhaps it is a coincidence, or perhaps it is well thought out writing. It would seem to be the latter, because the writing of this character seems to be very well thought out, as well as all of the writing in the show. Deok-soo, the thug in the show, jumps off a bridge when he tries to escape people who are after him. He ends up falling off of the bridge in the game. Sebyeon held a knife to someone's throat and was eliminated from the game by being stabbed in the throat by Sang-woo. Sang-woo tried to kill himself in the bathroom, and because he tried to do that, he was eliminated from the game when he killed himself after Song Gi-hun refused to do so. But the law of the Squid Game doesn't always cause death. Song Gi-hun won the game, but he once swore on his mother's life. And when he returned home, he found the body of his mother dead. So this is all very clever writing. And if you're thinking to yourself, where have I seen the frontman's face before? He may be someone familiar to you. His name is Lee Byung-hun, and you've seen him in films such as G.I. Joe: The Rise of the Cobra, G.I. Joe: Retaliation, and Terminator Genesis. The show isn't just serious, it's actually quite funny in parts. But the show does also demonstrate how there can be certain levels of racism in the society, like any society, and the writing doesn't shy away from this, which you can't help but admire. What makes the betrayal of what happens to Ali so much more deeper is that Sang-woo knew that Ali had a child and a wife waiting for him, and he knew that his child was only a year old, and yet he still betrayed Ali's trust for the chance of surviving and winning the money. If according to this karmic law of Squid Game, the game didn't end so abruptly, and they had all played on without voting to end the game early, Ali may have even ended up as a winner, or as one of the final contestants. Someone would have saved his life just as he saved Song Gi-hun, but because he chose to take matters into his own hands and take back the money he was owed by extreme measures, his life was taken too. Perhaps there is a lesson in that: don't always take extreme measures, let the game decide, the game of life. The game takes on an almost supernatural role when considering all of these factors, and perhaps that is one way the Squid Game phenomenon can grow into a bigger franchise. After Song Gi-hun won the game, his look at the end of the series reflects the Dakji game, the first entry game he played. In that game, you have to throw down the coloured squares hard to turn them around on the other side. After Song Gi-hun's hard trials throughout the game, he turns his life around, which is why his final look is red hair, blue coat. As a final reflection on the character of Ali, he's a great representation of Muslim culture, Muslim ideology, a really heartfelt and heartwarming performance by Anupam Tripathi, and a huge congratulations to Won Dong-hyuk, writer and director, and all of the cast and crew of Squid Game for their success. But in particular, congratulations on creating a fantastic character in Ali, well represented, fair, nuanced, equal to the other characters in terms of character development, and a fantastic example of representing minorities in film and television. Thank you for watching. If you like these videos, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and click the bell so that you can be first to be notified of new videos. And until next time, see you soon.